Hello friends, I am Rahul Gawande. Welcome to my channel. Dear friends, in this video we are going to see some theorems. Let's start from isosceles triangle theorem. Now you know that which triangle is called isosceles triangle. The triangle having two sides congruent and one side means third side non-congruent. That triangle is called isosceles triangle. Then what is the theorem? What is the statement of the theorem? Theorem is that if two sides of a triangle are congruent, then angles opposite to them are also congruent. And this theorem we have to prove with proof. Okay, let's start from the statement. What is statement then? If two sides of a triangle are congruent, if two sides of a triangle are congruent, then what? Then opposite angles of them are congruent, and this is the statement of theorem. Now we have to prove. We start from the figure. First of all, we have to draw isosceles triangle. I write its name ABC here, and what is given? Two sides are congruent. Any two sides you can show congruent. Now here I show AB and AC congruent, and this is the given. After figure we have to write given. After given we write to prove. After that, if necessary, construction, and then proof, step by step. Most important rule of the theorem is that figure is must. If you don't draw the figure, you get 0 mark. Remember always. Therefore, figure is drawn. Then what is given? Which two sides are congruent? That we have to write. In triangle ABC, seg AB is congruent to seg AC. This is given. Okay, after that, what we have to prove? We have to prove opposite angles of them are also congruent. Now opposite angles of them, which angle is opposite to AB? Angle C. Which angle is opposite to AC? Angle B. Means we have to show angle B congruent to angle C. Angle opposite to AB is C. Angle C congruent angle opposite to AC is B. We have to show angle C congruent angle B, opposite angles of congruent sides. But for that we need construction. For to construct, we have to draw angle bisector of angle A. This is construction. I write here intersection point D. Ray AD, draw. What to draw? Bisector of angle BAC. Angle bisector. Draw angle bisector of angle A, or you can write BAC. Draw angle bisector of angle BAC which intersects BC at point D. Which intersects BC at point D. Okay, means ray AD is angle bisector. And now proof. Now these are steps. Now for the proof we got two angles here, two triangles which BAD and CAD. Show these two triangles congruent. Test. Now you know, in last video in 3.2 practice set we studied. Now which two triangles are here? BAD and CAD. In triangle BAD and triangle CAD, we have to show these two triangles congruent. What is the test now? You see, BA to CA or BA AB to AC, it is given segment. Okay, now I write here seg AB is congruent to seg AC. From where? From given. After that, as we constructed angle bisector, and these are two angles formed by angle bisector. Therefore, ray AD is bisector, that's why angle BAD is congruent to angle CAD. Angle BAD is congruent to angle CAD. From where? From construction we wrote this. From construction. After that, BA is over angle and AD now. Seg AD is congruent to seg AD. Why? Because AD is common in both triangles. Therefore, here support common side. That is common side. Now triangles are congruent. By which test? Sequence you see. Side, angle, side, SAS. Therefore, I write here. Therefore, triangle BAD is congruent with triangle CAD. BAD, CAD. By which test? By SAS test. And now again, property you know about congruent sides. If two triangles are congruent, corresponding sides are congruent. Corresponding angles are also congruent. Now sides we don't want, we want angles. Now corresponding angles, we want corresponding angles. All three, B with C, A with A and D with D. Now we want B and C here, right? B and C. Here B with C. Therefore, angle B is congruent with angle C. Congruent, and support CACT. This is the short form of corresponding angles of congruent triangles, and we want to prove this only. In to prove, here you see C congruent with B. You can exchange the side angle C if you want C here, or if you keep like this, then also correct. Angle C congruent angle B. And in this way we proved it. After that, hence or therefore, you have to write this statement. Continue this statement. If two triangles of a triangle, if two sides of a triangle are congruent, then opposite angles of them are congruent. In this way, isosceles triangle theorem is proved. Now let's start practice at 3.3. Example number 1. This is very easy example and based on isosceles triangle theorem. Find the values of x and y. Using the information, find measure of ABD and ACD also. Now here we want first x, and for that consider ABC. Solution now. In triangle ABC, in the figure you see identical marks. Which two sides are congruent? AB and AC. Therefore here seg AB is congruent with seg AC. It is given. And now by isosceles triangle theorem, what is isosceles triangle theorem? If two sides of a triangle are congruent, then opposite angles are congruent. Then opposite angles, here 50, here x. Opposite to AB 50, angle means angle C. Therefore angle C is congruent angle opposite to AC is angle B. See, angle opposite to AB C and angle opposite to AC is B. Reason by isosceles triangle theorem. By isosceles triangle theorem, angles are congruent, and angle C we know that is 50 degree. Therefore angle C 50, not angle here, 50 degree, and angle B is x is equal to x. 50 is equal to x, but how to write this? X is equal to 50 degree. we got one value, first value. Similarly, same, take this triangle DBC or BDC, you can say. In triangle BDC, which two segments are equal? BD is congruent to CD. Seg BD is congruent, seg BD is congruent with CD. It is also given, right? Again same property, opposite angles congruent, then opposite to BD is C, angle C. Therefore I write here angle C is congruent with, opposite to CD is angle B by isosceles triangle theorem. Now write their names. Angle C means y is equal to, and B is 60. Therefore here we got B is equal to 60 degree. X and Y we got. Now here we got both the values. Angle means X is equal to 50 and Y is equal to 60. Now we want ABD. Now here I continue. Angle ABD is equal to, now ABD you see by adding these two, X plus 60. X plus 60 and X we got 50 plus 60, therefore this is 110 degree ABD. And ACD also we want, and angle ACD is equal to, ACD we get by adding these two, 50 plus Y is equal to 50 plus and Y is 60, and this angle is also 110 degree. Both angles are congruent of each of 110 degree. Example number 2, the length of hypotenuse of right angle triangle is 15. Length of hypotenuse is given 15. What is to find? Find the length of median. Means here is one relation between hypotenuse and median, that is the property. For this, first draw a rough figure. I write its name ABC. This is right angle triangle, angle B 90 degree. In triangle ABC, angle B is equal to 90 degree. Okay, that's why this is right angle triangle. Now we want median of the hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is AC and median means segment joining vertex and midpoint of opposite side. We want median of hypotenuse, means midpoint will lie at hypotenuse. This is D. I give its name D. D is the midpoint of AC, means hypotenuse. And if we join opposite vertex with this midpoint, that is called median. Now here BD is median. Now one property is there. Property is that the length of median of hypotenuse, see what I am telling, the length of median of hypotenuse is always half of the hypotenuse. Means whatever length is of median is always half of the hypotenuse, half. Now by this property we have to write the length of median of hypotenuse, the length of median of hypotenuse is half to that of hypotenuse. And if you want to write symbolically, means in by writing its name, then what is median? BD. BD is half of hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is AC. And AC, hypotenuse, length of the hypotenuse is given 15. This is 15. It is given in example. Therefore, BD is equal to half into 15. And therefore, we get BD. Here I write, therefore BD is equal to half of 15, 7.5. and this is the length of the median. Therefore, in words, the length of median is 7.5. Unit is not given, therefore no need to write. If you want to write, you write here unit. Remember the property, length of median is always half to that of the hypotenuse. This is very important property. Now example number 3. In triangle PQR, angle Q 90 degree, PQ 12, QR 5 and QS median. But without figure we cannot consider that where is median, where is midpoint. For that we have to draw a rough figure first. Draw a rough figure of right angle triangle. In PQR, Q90 means Q will be here, 90, PQ here now, R. PQ 12, it is given here, PQ one side. QR is given here, hypotenuse is not given. QS is a median, midpoint. QS is median. Find QS means median. Property we know, median is half of the hypotenuse. Okay, but hypotenuse is not given. Means first of all we have to find PR by Pythagoras theorem and then our median property. And let's start. Here I write, in triangle PQR, angle Q is equal to 90 degree, means it is right angle triangle. Use Pythagoras theorem. Hypotenuse square is equal to one side square plus other side square. PQ square plus QR square gives support Pythagoras theorem. Put value. PR square is equal to PQ is 12. 12 square plus QR is 5. 5 square. PR square is equal to 12 square 144 plus 25. PR square is equal to 169. And therefore PR is equal to root of 169 and we get PR is equal to 13. Here we got length of hypotenuse 13. Now we want median. Property now. The length of median, I continue here, length of median of hypotenuse is half of hypotenuse. Okay, now by this property QS is median and it is half of hypotenuse PR is equal to half into 13 and therefore we get here length QS is equal to half of 13, 6.5. In this way two properties we used, one Pythagoras theorem and second median property. Point G is called here point of concurrence. We call it centroid also. Now let G be the centroid. G be the centroid means point of concurrence. And property about centroid is that centroid divides the median in 2:1 part. Centroid divides the median in 2:1, means from P to G 2 parts and from G to T 1 part. That is the ratio of that. Therefore, we can write here now in triangle PQR, we can write by this property PG upon GT is equal to 2/1. Here again G is the centroid. Property of centroid is centroid divides the median in 2:1 part. Therefore we wrote PG upon GT. PG upon GT is equal to 2/1. Now put value. GT is given here 2.5. Put here value. PG upon 2.5 is equal to 2/1. Now I continue here by cross multiplying PG into 1 PG. Therefore here PG is equal to 2 multiplied by 2.5. 2 multiplied by 2.5 here cross product. Therefore PG is equal to 5. one value we got, PG, length PG we got. Now we want PT, then PT, addition of these two segments, PT is equal to PG plus GT, PG plus GT, PG 5 and GT is already given 2.5. Therefore, we get here PT 7.5. In this way, we got both the lengths PG 5 and PT 7.5. This is by centroid formula, centroid property.